You know that guy?
Greetings, fellow motorcycle enthusiasts. Jedz here, and today I'm looking at my 1996 BMW R1100R that I've been through quite a bit. I kind of did some work on it, some cosmetic work, some actual physical work that it needed. Give it a diet. It's probably lost about, I'd say about 35 pounds out of the bike, just by reducing some things, removing some things. And I'm just gonna go through, do a little walk around of my R1100R that is now in good running condition, just passed Vermont State Safety Inspection. So the work I've done, well, meets Vermont safety requirements. So you know what? I might get some grief, might get some flack, but this is my R1100R. So first things I've done, obviously, is I've gotten rid of these oil shrouds. I'm actually going to relocate these oil coolers and do an oil cooler on the bottom just to showcase that awesome boxer engine. I also got a new spark plug cover. Found one how for not so expensive. That's off a GS, 1100 GS. So we got the tires. They're looking kind of not so great. This one barely passed. So we're going to put some new tires. What do you guys think? Should I go knobbies or like a 2080 off-road on-road tire? Or should I just stick with the road tires? This thing actually handles fantastic on the road, so I'm not sure yet. Post a comment in the comment section below and let me know which way should I go? On-road, off-road, on the tires. So those need to be redone. I'm gonna have to do the brake pads. They're getting kind of low on the back and the front. I have those and we'll fix those. I did replace the pivot bearings on the rear final drive, and I also inspected the final drive. Great shape, no leaking oil. Everything looks good except the cages on the bearings, on the needle bearings here, the crown bearings or whatever you guys call them, basically were shot. There was one on this side, the cage was completely destructed and one of the pins was destructed. So I put in the brass bushing kit in there and sure that whole rear wheel up, because this guy was rocking. If you guys remember my last video, no rock anymore. We're looking good golden. So I also did the carbon canister delete because everyone says it's horrible for the bike. Trimmed up that fender. Yeah, okay, so I cut it. Give me a break here. But I just like the look of the rear tire now. And then you're probably wondering, that isn't stock. That is a Dominator exhaust that I got from Europe. It was like $220 shipped. Gives the bike a little bit of a bark. I put a baffle in there. The baffle that comes with it, the decibel killer, isn't the best, so I kind of enhanced it, elongated it, add some material, like packing material, to kind of muffle it some more. I like how it sounds. It's loud enough. It's definitely got a bark now. But the cool thing is, this bike exhaust system was about 5-6 pounds versus the stock exhaust, which was closer to 27 pounds. All right, so we're gonna weigh the stock exhaust. 27 pounds. Let me kind of challenge it. 4.2 pounds. Wow. So that was a huge weight reduction just by removing that stock exhaust. Plus you get to showcase that awesome one-sided swing arm, which you actually can't really see it with the stock exhaust and the bread boxes underneath. So I really like how it looks, really like how it's cleaned everything up, really like how it sounds. Coming to the front, unfortunately, this guy's gonna go. The stock headlight bucket, as you can tell, is a bit taped up, and that's because it is so badly dinged up inside that I can't actually close this without it falling apart. So I've got a brand new headlight bucket coming in. I'm gonna go with a nice yellow lens on it, but I did upgrade to an LED, which makes a big difference. Coming up to another weight reduction that I did here is this gauge cluster. So I'm running a little Kozo gauge cluster. This guy was like $90, and you can program them so it's actually reading the actual mileage. You have to install some magnets. So since the ABS does not work, and I also deleted that, by the way, which was another like 7 pounds. I've got this little sensor here, and it hooks up and it reads these little magnets here. They're in JB welded in place, plus they're magnets, so they're not going anywhere. So the install is pretty easy. And then you go, hey Jedz, this is interesting. These aren't standard, and no, they're not. I put 7/8 handlebars on this bike just because the stock handlebars were just so goofy, and they were so heavy. By swapping out to this bar and these mounts, I saved, I kid you not, like 6 pounds off the stock handlebars, which are like this huge cast steel aluminum mixture, and it's just so heavy. Looking at 6.4 pounds, and this aftermarket, it doesn't even make any difference. So we're gonna lose 6.5 pounds just on the instrument. And I got this little gauge, and it's pretty cool. It has all the lights, it works, everything works really well. You can kind of see how the indicators work. And yeah, it works good. And I retained the tack, even though it's a bit sluggish. It's still nice to look at and kind of ties it together. So I'm gonna put the new headlight bucket on. I'm gonna put a nice little cafe fly screen on, and yeah, that's basically how I wanna finish this bike. This bike is gonna be a naked roadster. Wait, that's what it is. It's supposed to be a roadster. That's what the R1100R stands for. Roadster. Wasn't really a roadster. It had the big bags on it, the big rear fender, huge bread box of an exhaust, and it just sounded kind of bleh. So that's where I'm at with my bike. I did all the routine maintenance, but everything else was good. The final drive was pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory. If you know how to turn a wrench, you know, you could do it. Be warned though, these are so Loctited up, so dry, that you really have to put the heat gun to take those out. You don't want to strip the aluminum on that swing arm. And the good news too is that the clutch was done on this bike by a previous owner, and I can attest that those splines in there, when I took the whole assembly apart, are really well lubricated, recently lubricated. So someone was in that final drive recently, and everything's looking and working great. So that, my friends, is my R1100R, the Vermont Star. And it's a cool bike. I've already gotten a couple of students when I was on campus come up to me and ask me about it. It's a really cool looking machine. It's just really quirky and cool. So I'm gonna go ride it. And I hope you all have a great day. Take it easy out there. Keep it shiny side up. Best.